So if you've been following me for any number of years on my blog, you'll know that I'm really into board games. But did you know that I actually worked on one? That's what I'm going to be talking about today. Hi, my name is Escobar. I'm a Simpsons storyboard artist. I've been working on the show for the last 20 years. Yeah, I'm really into board games. I really like board games. I'm a big gamer. I used to be obsessed with video games. I'm not so obsessed with video games anymore. I much prefer something a little bit more tactile, a little bit more sitting around in a group playing a game, and board games fit the bill. And uh, and I'm not talking about, mainstream games mostly, like Life Monopoly and stuff like that, or Risk. I'm talking about what's sometimes called Euro games, sometimes called hobby games, sometimes called designer games. They're just there's a different type of board game that has becoming more and more popular over the years, games like this one, like Warriors. It's just a big dice game. It's a cross between. It's complicated. It's complicated. I can't describe it like, oh, this means this, or Yahtzee or whatever. It's not, because it's not like that at all. Again, same thing with this game here, Dream Blade. It's a miniatures game, but it's a little bit more like Magic the Gathering, if you've ever played that game. If you haven't, then you have no idea what the heck I'm talking about. So stuff like that. I really like that sort of thing. But I did work on a mainstream Hasbro game, and that, of course, is Simpsons related, and that's the game Simpsons Monopoly. Of course, Monopoly. I'm not a huge Monopoly fan. In fact, I don't like playing it at all. I think it's flawed, but most people, when they think of board games, they think of Monopoly. So what did I work on? What did I do in this game? Well, surprisingly enough, okay, so I worked on the board, but only a tiny little bit of the board, and that is, there's these little vignettes of people here. Here, let me show you, like this. See this? All these little people, that's me. I drew all that stuff. So, and there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them walking around. There's, the bullies laying down here on the Springfield. So yeah, the rest I didn't do. This map here was actually drawn by Emmy award-winning Chuck Sheets. No, Chuck Reagan. I think it was Chuck Reagan, not the director Chuck Sheets, but Chuck Reagan, who's a background designer on the show. He did the backgrounds on this, and later on won an Emmy, I think, for one of the shows he designed on the show on The Simpsons. I'm not sure exactly who drew the little bits here. Let's see, what else? And of course there's like these little cards here. I didn't draw these, but the cards, notice I haven't even opened these. I don't play Monopoly. But the cards were, I think, drawn by Sean Cashman. And Sean is an old timer. He's not working on the show anymore, but he's gone on to be director in all kinds of different places, including King of the Hill and many other shows. It's a nice game. It comes with these. It comes with carrying Kodos and all these. It's great. Like, I mean, it comes with Kodos as a look at that. It's great little pieces here. But yeah. So how did this come about? Well. Bill Morrison called me up. He had the project kind of given to him, and then he just couldn't get around to it. He just didn't have the time to do the entire board, right? They asked him to do the whole thing. So he decided, okay, well, maybe I'll just farm out the pieces to the people that I know that could handle it, while I basically just run the project and have it get done. And so he paid off a bunch of artists to do the little bits. Unfortunately, for him, I was one of the last people that he asked to do the thing, and then I worked on the characters, and then he asked me how much I wanted for the work, and then I told him, and basically it turns out that because of what I asked, he didn't get paid. So he, you know, made everything happen, and then at the end there was no money left for him. I didn't realize that. I wasn't thinking. I didn't, you know. So it's really kind of screwed because he kind of, he had the job, he gave it out, he coordinated the entire work, which is no easy feat, and then he ended up getting not paid for it at all. That totally sucked, and I am very sorry, Bill. I didn't know. I wasn't thinking. Yeah. So, well, you know, happens. That's my little board game story. That's what I worked on, and yeah, maybe you could still find this game. I'm not sure. It's kind of, I haven't seen it anywhere in a while. So, but if I could find a link to it, I'll link to it on my blog. I'll probably be an affiliate link. Okay, so I thought I'd share. Have you got this game? Have you played it? What do you think? I mean, this version of Monopoly. I mean, it plays like Monopoly, right? But what do you think of the board? What do you think of the artwork? What do you think of the little pieces? Do you own it? Do you even bother playing it? Let me know. I'm curious. I'm curious. All right. So leave a comment if you do, and yeah, feel free to join my newsletter. I talk about more Simpsons stuff there. It's kind of like a secondary blog, and I'll see you next week. All right, bye.